For me, filmmaking or going to drama, all of that is like it started like a talent, like a natural talent. Of course, started in church. My dad had a church in Ikorodu, Comforter Gospel Assembly. God, of course, the founder of the church by the grace of God, the general overseer. And then what they started from the church, we do drama maybe for special anniversaries, drama in church. For there's a program up that happens in our church, the prayer power program like that. Called Power Night, we do drama. That's every last Friday. Do that. The church has the program. We also do drama, and then and they're like, there's a gift. There's something God is saying about this, about what you are doing, about what you are doing. So and then so you become like, okay, after we have done a number of production or stage production, so okay, how can we make it better? Then I went to Mosaic Film Institute, I went to Crystalline, so many other film school online, and in fact more than 10 of them, just going to get knowledge, and then at a point, like, what do I want to do with this knowledge? I started a short film, and I was making when I made about 50 of them. Then okay, let's make something.
For you, growing up, you said your dad had catalogs of movies. You said you saw him before you met him.
Mm.
Which of the movies you watched while growing up really stood out for you among the Mount Zion catalogs?
Ha! Plenty of them. Yes, it's from when we were small. The Agbara last, Ide Ishu, Ogun Atilewa, Great Mistake, Just a Little Sin, Unprofitable Servant, Fruitless Tree, Blood Covenant, Blood on the Altar. you know, the names are as I'm talking now is like I don't know, it's coming back. All those movies, not because at that time, some people say, "Well, the one movie they are me, I'm not scared. Me, I'm just drawn to God. Like, wow, okay, this is what God is." At that time, no, because people say that the movie scared them. They cannot go to the toilet, and me, was it wasn't like that for me. Was like he's gonna get. I was not even like born again strong when of course I was born into priesthood family, so the fundamental is there for us. But this movie just enlightened me more. I want to know God more. So for me, it stood out for me. And then as far as I'm concerned, there are like only the filmmakers around the world. And later, because there's Nollywood, there is an English movie, there is a Igbo movie, there is Yoruba movie. But even though sometimes we watch this movie in the house later, but primarily that's what you have to watch. And then it was even that movie, Agbara movie, that really facilitated my dad's calling when he was somewhere, and God wanted him to go and say, "We will not go because of his position." And then God took him to the movie where it was a Mozart movie, and someone was called, and the person was being held back by some strand, and then God said, "That is you," and that was what facilitated his move. And now the ministry is here about 30 years in Ikorodu here with a lot of branches in Lagos and Ogun State and other places around. So it has for our family, Mozart movie that the Mike Mozart family generally has been blessing to us generally. So
Oh, wow. With what you have said now, and before we take you further, can you tell us a little bit about your dad? Because when I met you at the location where I was able to encounter you, and one of your lead character, Kelly, was saying, "Don't you know about Oguntuase, as in the dad that he owns a church here in Kurudu?" And I was like, "Well, I think I've seen you before, but I don't know." But for you, can you tell us briefly about your dad, your family?
mhm. So people say I look like him. People say I look like him. My dad is a very passionate minister. You know, he's in our family we call him Father Abraham. He gives. So and then he's a young man of valor, that learned Swarovski, and his life is a motivation to me. In fact, one of the biggest motivation I have in life is my dad. Because his father died. His father died when he was in primary four. His father died when he was in primary six. And so I come to the story where they share him, he shared him with the inheritance that you take this boy with maybe with a parcel of land. So he is like a hopeless man.
Mm.
And today, by the grace of God, is a GO of a fast-growing church around here, and then he's a professor now. The guy that didn't finish primary six rose, struck by himself by God grace, became a professor. I think he was the first African professor from Harvard University, US, and then in fact, currently is the deputy board leader, sorry, board of pilgrimage. He's the deputy chairman, and then he was, in fact, even in Khan has become a regional chairman. He was several years Ikorodu chairman of Khan, and so and the PFN. So God has really lifted him. Not like I'm talking about money. I'm talking about the influence of God upon his life. So he's like a mentor. So I say, if this man that did not finish primary six can become like this, me that I did, I'm a graduate. I'm by the grace of God with you, God, I can be something. So I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. So I still hold on to that faith. So it's a motivation to me. And if you see him, he's full of wisdom too. Opolokpo. You give deep. Every we talk, every word is word of wisdom. Yeah, you meet him, you will know what I'm talking about. He's Yoruba, if it's English, so yeah, you meet him there. So, and that is it. Is a G of Conference Gospel Assembly, of course, a very fast-growing church in Ikorodu and Lagos Ogun Osun environment.